Hi there, this is John Wilkinson again from History Made Easier with another little guide to help you with paper 2. So, what I always say with these source-based paper 2 presentations, you may want to hit the pause button at some point, and you may be better watching this on your laptop. This time I'm looking at a favourite question in your exam, and you will almost certainly face one. So don't be surprised by the surprise question. Now, if you have never studied a particular topic before, if you haven't even studied history before, aren't there nearly always at least two ways of looking at something? Different political perspectives, different national perspectives, winners and losers perspectives, and so on. And different perspectives from historians, actually. So you wouldn't necessarily be surprised by any of that. But if you have a difference of opinion from, say, the same political party, then you might be surprised. And what I'm trying to get across here is that often in these questions, it's a matter of rational thinking. But of course, you have studied this topic, and you know it very well. So again, why might you be surprised? Why might you not be? Things to think about in this kind of question. Who or what is the origin of the source? Was it a public source or not? What was the date of the source? What was the purpose of the source? So let's look at a past question, and this would be the point you want to pause. Now, you might be asked about a single source, but I think two sources make the question a little more challenging, and so I'm using a two-source question. If you have the time, think about how you might answer the question before you watch the rest of my presentation. First point to make. In this example, read source D first, because whether there is a surprise or not in source C, you need to know what source D says. Second point, make sure the word surprised appears at least once in your answer. Next point to make. You can be both surprised and not surprised. For example, in this question, you wouldn't be surprised that the two sources disagree as to who was being more aggressive. One is a Soviet Union source, the other is an American source. But you may be surprised at the apparent honesty inferred in source D, that America was more concerned with the Soviet Union than with helping Europe recover, given that it was from an interview with Truman's leading advisor, though it was given in 1972. More of this to come. And there's another point to make. Be prepared to infer what is being said, what is meant. It isn't always made explicit in the source, but explain yourself. Just as if a source leaves you uncertain about something, say so. For example, with these sources, we don't know who Malenkov was speaking to. But again, explain yourself. Why might this be important? More points. Make direct use of the sources, where it's appropriate to do so. The same goes with the provenance of the sources, including dates and whether they are public or not. And do also make use of contextual knowledge. In this case, what you know about the Cold War and the issue of blame, and what you know about the Marshall Plan. And don't ignore the obvious. It can be very important. For example, with these sources, one is Russian whilst the other is American. Another point. With all source questions, remember there is an author, a message, and an audience. And the final point, reach a conclusion. Think of it as a how far or to what extent question. Just how far are you surprised or not surprised? Now it's over to you. You have to apply this stuff in your exams. And you will. You're going to score high marks on paper 2. Though don't forget, I might have a slot available if you want tutorials. Contact me at historymadeeasier@gmail.com and I'll get back to you. But for now, thanks for listening. Cheers.